Welcome back, everybody. So I have been using tons of new lures lately, but one thing that I haven't been able to find, they must be sold out or something like that. It's been pretty difficult to find some Frostbite lures. So instead of buying individual Frostbite lures, I bought this Frostbite Mystery Box. So haven't opened it up yet. We're gonna go ahead and see what's in it. Our goal for today, I don't know if you necessarily call it a challenge, but our goal for today is to try and catch a fish on each lure that comes in here. So let's go ahead and pop her open and see what we're dealing with. All right, a little bit of packaging. So, okay, there's a fair amount in here. So I'm not sure we're gonna catch a fish on every one of these, but we can certainly try. So, I've heard tons of good things about Frostbite, but have never used any of their lures. So we have some different plastics. Got a little spike, got a little larva, and what is this little guy? A dragonfly. So those seem relatively possible to catch fish on. And then we've got some other lures. So this is one I've been excited to try. I've heard tons about it. I watch Jay Siemens a lot, but that's the scissor kick. So we're fishing in our spot with our mystery fish, so maybe they've never seen this, and maybe we can go ahead and catch one of those. But we got the scissor kick, and then the other one I've really wanted to use is the dinner bell. So we should most certainly be able to catch some fish on that. And then we're getting a little bit bigger, probably a little bit more difficult, a bigger dinner bell, which still is possible to catch a fish on. We'll have to have a decent fish for that. And then, I don't know about this guy, Tantrum. I've seen them use these for walleyes and everything else like that. I don't know if we'll be able to catch fish on this guy, but we can most certainly see. This will definitely be the last one we use, and we'll have to whip out our bigger rod too, because our normal one definitely is not going to be able to handle that. What is it? I don't even know what it weighs, but I have to imagine it's at least a 1/4 ounce. But nope, there it is. Yeah, it is a 1/4 ounce. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these tied on. We'll probably start with the easiest. I saw some decent sized fish down there, so we might start with the smallest dinner bell and then kind of move on from there. Let's get after it. All right, we are starting off with the dinner bell. It's a spoon that's got a little blade in the middle that kind of is going to give you some flash, color, movement, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and drop that guy down. There are some decent fish down there already, but this lake is notorious for fish being finicky. So just because we see fish doesn't mean they're going to be very easy to catch. Oh, missed him. Got him. There we go. There's our first one. Trout, I most certainly assume. You better believe it. Oh, get stuck. No! We got him stuck on the edge of the ice. Oh no. How'd he pulled off both the spikes. Well, that's unfortunate. We won't count it as a fish caught, but it certainly should be. I don't know how many trout we're gonna have an opportunity to catch, so like those bigger baits, that's probably what we're shooting for. Those and some big old bass. But, well, missed opportunity. Oh, there's one. That's another trout. Let's get him to the surface so we can move on to a new bait. Clearly, the trout. Ooh, not that one. Get all over here, buddy. Clearly, the trout like. Oh, that's not a bad trout at all. And we're keeping, so. Oh gosh. I don't want to hook to the hand. There we go. That's a good trout. But clearly the trout like that dinner bell. But we will go ahead and tie on a new lure. I think I might throw the tantrum on just in case I see a big fish. From the other one that we're fishing, we can go ahead and drop that down again. Or maybe it'll just bring fish in, then we can catch them with something a little bit more normal for ice fishing. But there we go. There's our first fish. All right, we now have tied on the dragonfly plastic, and then we are also going to be ripping around the tantrum just in case we see a big fish, or we'll go ahead and rip it around, and if some smaller fish come in, we'll drop down the plastic. So that's going to be our approach for this one. The tantrum is by far going to be the most difficult to catch a fish on, but trout do like really big bait sometimes. They're willing to eat, so I'm not saying it's impossible by any means, but definitely the most difficult. And that thing is so incredibly loud. As far as a rattle goes, it's insane. So we'll rip this guy around, rip the dragonfly around, hopefully catch some more fish, hopefully some more decent trout. That last trout was pretty solid, so we're definitely going to have a decent meal at some point in time. There is a trout down there. Oh my gosh, is he going to eat it? Touched it. Oh, there's a couple trout. One of you eat it. Come on. Oh, one left. No. I feel like that was my shot. There's still another fish down there. I don't think that's a trout though. If he's not too interested, we're gonna have to drop down the dragonfly. Oh, we scared him. Yep. We're gonna drop down that dragonfly real quick. See if we can't get that one to come back. Shoot. Oh, one's coming down. Come over and eat it. He's a ways away though. That trout did touch that tantrum though, so there might be a chance that we can catch it. He didn't eat it real well, but nothing to set a hook on, but he definitely did touch it. So they're not afraid of it at least. Oh, got him. That is on the dragonfly. What are you? He came out of the brush pile, so I don't think this is trout. Hey, little gill on the dragonfly. Little guy. There we go. That's two species. Two species, two baits checked off. Almost had one on the tantrum, which is, I think, by far the most impressive thing. There we go. And this bait, it doesn't, a lot of plastics don't smell good. This plastic actually smells good. It's kind of weird. It almost smells like cherry. And it is red, so I almost wonder if that was purposeful. But that's two baits. Got him. That was on the spike tail. What do we get? Little gill. There's some bigger fish down there. I don't think they'll eat. I was on the spike tail. I don't think they'll eat this guy. No, they're too small for that. And we can't switch out baits that fast. No. We'll see if we can't catch two on the spike tail. They look like bluegill also. Nope, didn't want it. Well, that's another one. Oh, that's another one off the list. The trout, I've had like 4 trout swerve the tantrum. They all come to looking at it, but I think it's just a little bit too big. So we'll go ahead and switch on over. We'll switch on over to, which one should we do? Let's put on the scissor kick. See if we can't catch another trout. And then we'll go back to a plastic when we see some more bluegill and whatnot. All right, so we got the scissor kick tied on. I thought it was just a bait that had props on it and caused a bunch of vibration, but it does have a rattle chamber. So I think it's gonna call in trout super quick. But interesting action. Oh my gosh, literally as we dropped. Oh, there was a trout there immediately. Oh, we missed it. Instantly, come back for it. Oh man. Just lots of failed opportunity today. And these do have BKK hooks on them. Oh, which, if you've never used BKK hooks, incredibly sharp. We probably skin hooked that fish and he's gone. But I do not think it's going to take too long at all to get another one to bite. They're going to hear that rattle and then feel that vibration, and I'm sure they will come in very quickly. And it's downsized from the tantrum, so not too big for them by any means. All right, we've got tied on the Indestructo larva. I don't know if Frostbite does this intentionally. This is just the case, but this one is, ooh, instantly a fish came in. Let's get to smoke it. Eat it. Eat it. Got him. Oh, instantly. That's a trout. But I don't know if they do it intentionally, but so this one, the larva is yellow, and it smells, no joke, exactly like a Mountain Dew. And the red one smelled like cherry. Is that a big old trout? They normally don't fight. Oh, not any bigger, just fought harder. Holy cow, calm down. The Indestructo larva took all of a minute to catch that one. There were some other fish down there that were bluegill that I was hoping to catch. Because they're going to be very difficult to catch on our large baits. So we might use this for just a little bit while longer and then see if we can't catch some trout or bass or something like that on the hard baits. They've had some interest, we just haven't been able to catch any fish on them. There we go. Super easy. All right, that is it for the Indestructo larva. I'm not kidding when I say these things smell like the color that they are. This thing smells exactly what you would expect it to, with some sort of citrus Mountain Dew-like flavor. The other red one smelled exactly like cherry. I don't know if they do that intentionally or that's just, it is so weird though. And the fish liked it, so it's always nice to have a bait that doesn't make your hand smell. But this is, if they do this, somebody let me know, because I swear that's what this smells like, and that's what the red one smelled like. But nevertheless, we will tie on the scissor kick again, see if we can catch another trout. I haven't seen any big bass around, so catching anything on any of these hard baits might be a little bit more difficult than I thought. We've had some interest in the tantrum, but so let's see if we can get some more. Oh no, oh gosh, come back for it. Got him. Oh, we got a trout on the scissor kick. That was like the third or fourth one that we've had. Look at this guy. Oh no, I was about to say it's in the deucer. Ooh! It's warm out. Don't cut into the ice. Come on, buddy. That's not a bad trout. That is not a bad trout. Let's calm down. On the scissor kick. You bet. We've got, that is a good looking trout. I'm unhooked. I might measure him real quick. And again, we're keeping, so those BKK hooks, super sharp. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Things are so slimy. Oh, and he crapped everywhere. Gross. Let's get him unhooked. These hooks are crazy sharp. Come on, let go. There we go. Yeah, he crapped everywhere. Let's see if we can't get a measurement on him. So, getting our board all gross. That is, it's almost 14. Almost 14. Where's our scissor kick? Oh, let him do his thing down there. But yeah, we got chaos. That seems to be the norm when you're dealing with trout. There we go, on the scissor kick. So we have only got 2 baits left. We've got the bigger dinner bell and the tantrum. I don't know that we'll catch a fish on either one of those, but we will certainly try. See if we can't catch another. All right, we haven't been able to get anything to bite on the tantrum, so we're gonna go ahead and put down the bigger size dinner bell and hope for the best. It is gold, so I've got quite a bit of faith that a trout would be interested in it, but eating it's a little bit different. So we'll hope for the best, see if we can get lucky, and then if by some chance we do catch one on this, we'll finish out the day seeing if we can't catch one on the tantrum, but I would say that's pretty unlikely. Well, that is it for today. Obviously, trying to catch some fish on the bigger lures a little bit more difficult. We didn't see a ton of big fish today at all anyway, so it makes sense. But as far as the baits go, that tantrum makes a ton of noise and vibration. Like, it's probably one of the biggest rattle baits I have ever used for ice fishing, which doesn't say much, but it is insanely loud. So bass, pike, walleye, for sure. I mean, probably some bigger trout. We did have a couple trout come look at it, so I would assume that that would do very well. Next time we're on the Pike Lake, we will most certainly try that again. The dinner bell, the big one we didn't catch anything on, but the smaller one, the little trout smoked it immediately. So it's a very tingy bait. That little blade in the middle obviously gives a ton of different contrast, flash, depending on the color scheme that you got for it, but it makes a ton of noise down in the water. So that is great. I love that they have the BKK hooks on there because they are incredibly sharp. If you've never used BKK hooks, most certainly try them out. But the little dinner bell, the trout loved it, and I'm sure this one, again, for your bass, pike, walleye, that sort of thing, they would smoke this also. We did have a couple trout look at this guy too, but didn't commit. As far as the scissor kick, that one I was a little surprised about because I only thought it had the propeller blades or the prop blades. I didn't know that it also had a rattle on it, so that was kind of interesting. The first drop that we had down there, we ended up actually a fish chased it down. We actually have a fish down there right now. Chased it down immediately, didn't bite that one, but we did end up catching a fish on it. So I like this a lot. Tons of vibration. Definitely a different bait than what I typically use for ice fishing. As far as the plastics go, we've got fish on all 3 of them. They're probably the easiest to catch them on, obviously, because the most fish would eat this thing, these lures. But Caught a trout on the larva, and the other two we caught some baby bluegill. I swear this thing smells like Mountain Dew, and this little red one, the dragonflies, smell like cherry. I don't know if that's intentional. Maybe I'm losing it. No idea. But interesting. But I'm glad we were finally able to try out some Frostbite lures. Again, I was looking for, I think, for the dinner bell and wasn't able to find it anywhere. So that was my next best option, was to just buy the mystery pack. And I'm glad we did, because those plastics, I probably wouldn't have bought otherwise, and they clearly work really well, and they smell good. So but yeah, not a bad day. Could have been better. We didn't see a ton of fish today. There were some trout, obviously, that we did see that didn't eat and whatnot, but there was not nearly as many fish here as we normally see, so that's not great. But yeah, we'll go home and have some trout for supper. But as always, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Till next one.